Just kept on doing it.
Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. I think. Hopefully you're hearing sound. If you're hearing sound, let us know in the chat. We are doing a remote one off the Starlink. I think I'm your host, but really I'm just like to talk about myself. In fact, I'm like one of those crazy people that shows up at your town board meetings and get their 3 minutes to speak, except it's my podcast and I can talk for as long as I want. So everybody, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining in. It's Tuesday. I'm having a beer. I just had lasagna, and we're gonna get this going. Welcome to the show, Casey. You're gonna have to sit a little closer. You look like you're scared of me.
Got to get some daylight here.
Well, yeah. The camera makes us look like we're a little bit farther apart than we actually are. You getting comfortable?
A little
In the
bit.
chat. And see, this thing down here, that's not green. And so I don't know if it's like not turned on. How about that? I think I just turned it on.
This is a tech show, and you don't know much about computer tech.
No, it's Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. Welcome to the show. We'll just restart like that. I'll just edit that out so nobody knows that happened. So if you can't read lips, then you're screwed for the first part of the intro. My name is Jimmy Lewis. I'm the host of the show. Joining me tonight is Casey McCoy, who went riding with us today. With me, we went riding with Casey. We're just out riding.
Just having a good time.
Riding dirt bikes.
Find a new trail.
Poking around and learning some stuff. So back up in some place.
I'd say cutting some trail.
We cleared
some
trail. We were good Samaritans to the trail today.
Making sure the people have access and everybody's having a good time out there. That's
yeah.
The best part.
So I'm testing a few things on my bike. I'm doing this for you. I just want to go riding. I'm doing it because only for you, for your knowledge. So when you ask me questions, I have answers to the questions. So I don't know what I'm testing though. I'm testing the moose balls to death.
Balls. We're testing.
I'm testing the crap out of my front tire. It's done a long time ago.
We had some good heat tests yesterday.
Tested Trail Tech cooling fan.
Fans.
Yep, for sure. Testing a Pirelli rear tire.
Yeah.
That was good with moose balls in it also. Which I'm testing those. What else am I testing? Oh, I have the Recluse 4.0 clutch. Yeah, I'm testing gloves. I was testing some RLR gloves. Finally took them out of the Tech Talk studio. They made their way out of the studio and went onto my hands, like where they're supposed to. So, let's see. Okay. So evidently the show is. I'm gonna text see if there's any sound. Onto my hands, like where they're supposed to. Look, it works. Okay, good. I checked myself because nobody checked the sound, or maybe the chat's not working. That's the other thing. So there's another thing I have to check here to see if this. See, it picked up some stuff, but I'm gonna reload this whole page and see what happens. We're constantly showing messages that we're getting disconnected, and then where's your brother? He should be calling in because he has like 8,000 questions.
How do you change them?
So the way that this works, didn't he try to do one out here on this porch once? Was this the porch?
No, that was my cousin. Remember? Over in his place when you had to change it for him. Started Dawn to Dusk that 3 years ago.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, that was over at Stanton's place. Yeah. Oh, okay. So thanks to our sponsors. I'd like to thank Yamaha. I'd like to thank Moto that brings you a segment called Roosterando, which we will not be doing tonight because I don't have my computer ready to go and I couldn't fire all that stuff up. So if you did put your thing in for Roosterando, and I know I got one in today, I will add that to hopefully next week's show. I should be back in the studio, although the studio is not this beautiful. And the riding at the studio right now is currently not this good. So you should know that. I might not make it back. I'm just thinking with the rain that's coming and
the highway did close today, so you might be landlocked here for a little bit.
Yeah, so I could
always be a good thing.
Could be stuck. My cat's gonna really be bummed out.
Hey, we had a cat out here on the porch last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like cats.
Don't know where it came from.
Yeah. So this is a show where we talk about motorcycle-related products. We answer 9 out of 10 questions without referring to a reference manual, and sometimes we drink tequila. There may or may not be tequila on the set right now, and we're really relying on you putting questions in the chat so that we can. It's working on the YouTube, says Joe Stratton. Thank you very much, Joe. So if you're out there watching, go ahead and tell us where you're watching from, because I'm pretty sure since we went on like 5 minutes late, everybody in the East Coast just went to bed because there's nothing else to do but go to bed if you can't watch Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. And so I was telling you, so I'm testing the gloves. Here's the interesting thing about testing stuff. And you saw what I was doing today, right? Did you notice?
No.
You didn't.
Behind you.
Well, I know, but you didn't see. I had one of my normal gloves. Did you notice?
I didn't notice the glove.
So all day today and all day yesterday, I had one of the new glove on and one of the what I usually run. And I'm doing that to see if I notice anything, like if something stands out. That's the first test. Was when I put them on the other day and I was wearing both of them, I didn't notice anything. And it's like, okay, maybe it's just because I haven't, it's the first time I wear them, but nothing bad. And that's a really good sign of a product. So yesterday, I went ahead and put one on, rode all day long, didn't notice anything, and then I switched them today. So I switched hands just to check them. So the RLR, that's the Rich Lafferty Racing gloves that I showed on a show a while, are passing muster. And this show is also brought to you by Climb. So every other piece of gear on my body all day long, except for that one glove, was Climb. And that's why I was so comfortable, because it was freaking hot.
I was going to say, given that, the gloves I had on were soaking wet from just the humidity today.
Really?
I mean, that's one thing I really noticed in mine.
Mine, I didn't have anything, but you said it this morning, you said it was hotter, it felt hotter. Once we got up in the mountain, because we went 3,000 straight up.
Yeah.
And then it was nice all day. I mean, I never even thought about the temperature until we started coming down. I mean, we dropped into one of those.
I didn't feel the heat until we hit.
They call them coolies,
10
usually.
Yeah.
No, it was we were coming down and we dropped down below 4,000 or something. And it was just like, whoo! It was hot. So again, the purpose of this show is for you to ask questions and get your answers, and if you don't, then we're going to hang up on you, just like a phone call. I don't know if I should call Trevor because he's broken. We showed his cartwheel on last week's show. I don't think I have that. How did I do that last time? Because I was at home. Okay. So the video's in the studio, not here. So I didn't take it with me. But what else? So you know what else I'm really impressed with is so I was riding a KTM 300 today. The show brought to you by Yamaha. I was riding my KTM 300 and I have a Recluse, I think it's the 4.0, the auto clutch, and I used to not like them in the two-stroke KTMs because the engagement wasn't right. That engagement on that new clutch is so good.
Yeah, and we got to the top of that first hill today. When we got up there and sitting on the log and said, I thought of a question in the woods back there, but I forgot.
Oh.
As soon as you took off, I remembered, and it was because of the Recluse clutch.
Yep.
As you left. And given we went through yesterday with, 3,000 feet of switchbacks of first gear.
Soft, yep.
Heat-wise, do the Recluses generate more heat than a standard clutch if you stay off of the standard clutch?
If you're off the standard clutch, they could, but it depends on how you have it set up. It's just like,
because that's what creates the heat, right?
The clutch does 90% of the heat, and it just depends on how you use the clutch. And by stay off it sort of depends on what speed you're going. Because if you can get it to where you can let the clutch out, you can get moving, and then you don't touch the clutch anymore, it's not going to generate any heat.
Right.
And the same thing with the Recluse. If you can build enough speed,
so it doesn't.
So that it's no longer slipping. Mm-hmm. And that's really critical with setup. And I run a setup that I honestly don't think, they may have changed. I'm not really in communication with anybody down there a whole lot right now. But I used to use a Jimmy setup. And it was basically really light springs and really heavy wedges. So it engaged a little quicker than they wanted it to. And it engaged sooner than they wanted it to.
Right.
So, but it was prone to stalling. If you're back in the day, if your jetting wasn't correct, and it was a little, it drags. So if you put the bike in gear, it doesn't just tighten the chain. They want it to sort of tighten the chain when you put it in gear. It would actually kind of get the bike. You almost had to touch the brake a little bit to keep it from moving.
Right.
So again, and the engagement is so much so much smoother, and it just like it bogs down really low, but never like doesn't release.
Right.
It always, when the RPM drops down, it always releases, and then it kind of, so it's probably really bad if you're the kind of guy that likes to take off in third gear, because it'll slip for a long time, and
I'll do occasionally because it's easier just to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And put the right gearing on, and those bikes will do that.
Yeah. So the back to the question, which is generating more heat? It depends on the rider. It depends on the setup.
Yeah. 'Cause today I did everything I could not to engage the clutch. We weren't climbing as steep as yesterday, but just going up there, I just stayed off the clutch the whole time. I mean, that bike will run down to 0 RPM.
Yeah, it's hard to, if your throttle is cracked even the slightest bit, that throttle, I mean, that bike it's really reluctant to stall. I mean, you got to be pretty steep to make that happen. And the same with the Recluse is if you're on the gas at all, and the way mine is set up, it's engaged and it's not slipping. So the weird thing is my KTM is a 2019, and when we went up that hill, we started at 2,400, and then when I looked down, it was about 4,000, and I noticed my bike. I go, it's running hot. It's getting really hot. And that bike, if you remember, they only reset when you start and stop the bike.
Right.
So, and they do the weirdest thing. They get lean. So it was going up. Yeah, it should get richer. Yeah. And so I kind of go, I could feel it. The sound was hot. It wasn't like deading hot. It was just getting leaner. It was definitely leaner. And I just reached over and looked at my fan, which has the temperature on it. It was like 235, and I'm like, that's hot. And so I stalled it and started it. The motor has a totally different tone now, and just kept going, and we were still climbing, and another half mile later it was down to 212.
Yeah.
So it was just because that's the difference in just the engine temperature that was causing it to run up there. So anyways, okay, they're telling us somebody's from Indy. Joe's from Indy. I gotta click on this other thing here. Remember, I'm not using my multiple screens to cheat here. Oh, and this thing's sounds like you were inside a 6-inch ABS pipe. Thanks, Victor. How would you know what it's like to be inside of what it sounds like inside of a 6-inch ABS pipe? Is that where you're hiding from Imigra? That's pipe. Thanks, Victor. Is that? Let's see.
That would be the storm blowing in.
Yeah. So, okay, so my shitty CRR 450R, there's no such thing, but okay. Rear axle adjustment bolts are seized. Don't seem rusted or anything. What would Jimmy do? Yeah, see, I knew that without even reading that. What would Jimmy do? Okay, so if they're seized, so what happened is there's drain holes on your swing arm. Most motorcycles that have aluminum swing arms have drain holes in them that can also get water in them, whether from washing or from going across rivers or doing whatever. Moisture can even get in there. And your bolts in your swing arm are not aluminum, so it's dissimilar metals, and they probably have become corroded, but mostly because there's water has gotten in there, and sometimes it pools up or it's constantly splashing up on the inside and it's staying moist and humid inside there, and so the inside of the bolt tends to rust or corrode a little bit, and then when you started backing it out, it drug that debris into the threads, and now you have the problem you're doing. So what I would do is I would start putting a chemical kind of like PB Blaster into the, I would put it on the, actually if you can find one of the little weep holes, the drain holes inside the swing arm, and sometimes lay the bike over and look underneath it, spray a bunch of that stuff inside of there. Also spray it all over the exposed part of the bolt, and if you want to, also heat it up to drag some of that, heat, let it go through some heat cycles with a lot of the blaster on there. The what would you call it? PB Blaster is a brand name. What would you call it? It's like a rust inhibitor or a loosening, lubricating agent. Got to think of the name for it.